And hi guys, and welcome to this stream, to this topic discussion of the latest Warhammer unfortunate news. But we are going to kill them with fire.
With fire.
Yes.
Big fire.
Big.
Bonfire.
Yes, so in this stream, guys, me and my friend Logan, who is very well acquainted with the 40k universe, we are going to talk about some of the latest news from Warhammer that I missed covering this past 3 days. And then we are going to go to all the crazy things. And then we're going to finish with an amazing conclusion.
Yeah.
So that's the idea.
It's an essay.
It's a life essay.
A life essay.
For those of you that have not watched me until now, I'm the 40k Empress. And I started Warhammer about 3 years ago. And I saw Warhammer for the first time when they started this project. And that is what introduced me to Warhammer 40k, and I was extremely impressed and blessed by that amazing work of Sayama Pedersen. And then of course I got into the lore, and I dig in, and I lost myself in it. And so on and so forth. So I have been doing Warhammer for 3 years now. And I even painted some custodes, which I'm still painting. That is just for some people that are asking, that have never seen me before, about some of my Warhammer background. But yeah, that is it. So we have to check now, guys. As you know, there was this huge earthquake in Warhammer with the custodes. The fact that the custodes all of a sudden became female, at least some of them, and that GW literally lied to everyone in Twitter or X by saying that, oh, there was always female custodes. And that is a blatant lie. So no one can just go and say, oh no, they didn't do anything, because they did. But Logan here haven't said anything about it. So as someone that have suffered, you know, you have suffered basically other retcons, some of them better than most, some of them not, and you also are familiar with today's wokeness, which is a plague to us all, even to the woke people, although they don't realize it.
Yeah.
But it's actually very bad for them as well. So what do you think about changing something that is already set in stone and established, unlike a lot of other things in Warhammer, which when they were changed, it's more like building upon the lore rather than completely deleting and replacing something there. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, when it's established and set in stone, it's absolutely stupid to change it for no reason, and to not give a reason for that actually is even more stupid.
Oh yes.
What does it mean they were always there?
Nothing.
you never said that they were always there, right? So
does not mean anything.
What's the meaning of that? I mean, I have seen a lot of retcons in comic books, you know, as a comic book fan, and but the thing was that they always explained what was the reason. They never said, for example, when they decided that Wolverine will have bone claws all of a sudden, and to retcon that, they explained how, and they made a whole story that he always has them. They never said, if people ask, but why the bone claws? Well, he always had them. You know, you don't give a reason. There's a principle of things, and if female studies were never a thing, they should stay like that. You know, not just to change something because to cater to some people who will actually, I mean, probably won't get into the hobby anyway.
They actually won't.
So
will not.
Yeah.
Because it's too many things that they don't like. Okay, we're going to discuss that actually, guys. There was an article I found out from Endymion, so kudos to him, because he literally made a video about that, and I didn't know that it existed, but it just so perfectly fits the today's world that we live in, unfortunately, and the today's situation, because it's not from now. This is a bit of an old, I think, article. I don't know how these things are resurfacing now, but this is published 10 months ago. And I'm going to leave the chat aside for a second so I can watch what you guys are saying. People actually said 40k isn't safe. Goodness gracious. Hi to Light Wolf Red, and of course to Radio. Dear Clayton is here. Dear Ivy is here. Awesomeness. Yeah, so So first of all, guys, it says here, I will play Warhammer 40k when LGBT plus folks can feel safe in it. First, guys, you can play Warhammer and no one will know what is your actual sexual preference. What the hell? Does it matter what is your sexual preferences? Do you go to a gaming a PC club or whatever club and you're like, hey, I like this and that in bed? No,
Yeah.
you don't say
Or
that.
you go that with a sign on your forehead or something like that, or with a tag. I mean, people said that they don't want to be labeled, and they
And they
labeled themselves.
themselves.
How does this work? I mean, I have friends, who are okay, we can say here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And before they actually told me, I never asked them. I never even suspect or anything, 'cause they're really normal people and things like that. But even they said that they don't want this trash that is happening now. But anyway, none of them was walking with a sign on it or anything like that.
And be afraid.
You
Be
literally,
very afraid.
and they were playing games, and we were literally playing games together. And no one said a thing. And when they told me I wasn't okay, give me back my joypad or something like that. No. So
That's
you can
just
really
horrible.
be a part of a fandom and things like that. Just your sexuality or preferences are absolutely your thing.
Private. It's private.
It's private,
supposed to be
yes.
private. You're not supposed to parade with
I mean,
it. We're not
I mean,
supposed.
even straight people don't go to say, last night I did this and this, and if they do, it's just
It's a simple thing. Simple
exactly,
thing. Yeah.
exactly. Doesn't matter are you straight or here or not. It's just a personal thing. You don't speak about those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't go and be like, hey, ha, ha, ha,
Yeah.
do you know I'm
Did you know
straight
that? Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
and I do this and that?
Yeah.
No. Jesus, that is horrible. Such
Horrible.
a cringe.
Yeah.
Such a
Absolutely.
unnecessary stupidity in the world. Oh wait. Okay, so we are continuing with the article. I want to play Warhammer 40k, but first Games Workshop needs to help queer fans feel safe in its community by taking a stand and banning bigots. Super! Then they should start with you.
Exactly.
Right away, because you want to change the very thing that you want to join.
Yes.
What is that entitlement? Who are you?
Exactly.
Are
You
you
want to
are
join
you the
something,
author?
but they have to change it in order for you to join in. If you don't like it the way it is, then apparently it's not for you. It's that simple.
Yeah,
It's
and
really
we're
that
gonna
simple.
get to that as well. He's basically some of the official people that created the lore, so he's entitled to changing it. We just
Exactly,
didn't
yes.
know.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, then continuing. As you may have heard, we in the queer community have recently become a hot topic again. Because you're putting your nose in everyone else's business?
Yeah.
Well, many of us love the limelight. Most of the attention we get isn't positive. Well, gee, I wonder. I
Yeah,
wonder
why?
why. Is it because you want to force everything on everyone, no
Yeah.
matter who or
To
what?
show who you are and all the other things, and your preferences should be known or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of being private and just have your life like everyone else.
Yeah.
Anyway, politicians, sorry. What is that? Pundits?
Pundists.
And what is that?
Rabble rousers.
Jesus Christ. What are these words? Are back to
Apparently.
calling us names, endorsing violence against us. What? That's actually quite the opposite. I kind of feel violence against people that actually have some kind of a common sense and just want everything
Yeah.
to be as it's meant to be. And as I said actually to one person in the comments, well, you feel free to create your own world with all the flags that you want there. Just do whatever you
Just
want.
don't push it on people. Yeah.
When it's your own world. And
yeah.
may you find an audience that you want to find, but don't go to other people's backyard and tell them what plant they should grow there.
Yeah.
And being very, very rude about it as well. Okay, so endorsing violence against us, and in case of transgender people, supporting legislation making making it harder for them to live. What is this person talking about? We are talking about Warhammer, right?
Yeah.
You just go buy either, you know, some of the figures, and you go with friends, you paint them, you know, put them together, you
Yeah,
paint them yourself, you go, you play
You
with your
talk about the
friends.
war, the other things, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that no matter who you are, as long as you're not a crazy person that will actually try to beat someone physically if they don't win or something. You can go and play and nobody will be the wiser, you know. Nobody is going to be like, hey, are you this or are you that? Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Or to wonder about the characters, like for example, we let's say talk about comic book characters, and me and my friends never wondered when we were talking. Yeah, this character is cool and superhero, and the power is this, but what sexuality he has? Have you ever wondered?
No, I never.
No,
I
actually,
never.
and no one asked that question.
Yes. Okay. Supporting. Okay. I read that. It's all reprehensible. But bigotry doesn't stop with the media. It can even follow you to your local 40k tournament. Do you even know what that
Imagine
is?
that. Have you been on one or?
Jesus. Like literally when you go to like a Comic Con, because this is the closest thing that we gone to when you can see a lot of stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I'm not particularly sure about tabletop, but you can see a lot of things
A lot
for
of things
sure.
there, yes.
And you know, we just go there, we talk to people, we admire figures literally, and then we move on to the next booth or something.
Yeah.
And we never ever had any idea in our head to be like, oh my gosh, how many people of here have this and that sexual preference
Yeah.
or
Right.
identity?
Yeah.
Who cares? There was
who
one
cares about
guy that was, I mean, I was cosplaying Supergirl. There was a guy that was cosplaying Supergirl at the same time,
Here we go. Yes. So.
and he was enjoying the attention. It was obviously meant to be funny in this case. So I'm like, yay! I mean, it's a
Cool.
it's
Yeah.
a place where
Exactly.
everyone can dress whatever they like. Now, in the case of you know, Warhammer tabletop, probably they would just go dressed as normal, like most people, no matter if they're like girls or boys or whatever. They're just gonna play the game. Are you thinking about which gender you're attracted to every time that you play anything? I'm personally having no such thought at all. I'm just playing whatever I'm playing. I'm enjoying the game. I'm immersed in the game.
Yes, you're there because of the hobby, not because of sexuality and things.
Yeah,
like
what is it? Why these people's identity is only tied to their sexuality?
that. Yeah, they know only
Why?
that. Apparently, they can't have anything else in
Why?
the sexuality. Yeah.
I just can't. I will check your comment just a sec. Okay, so back in 2022, there was an incident in the Grand Tournament Talavera in Spain. What was supposed to be a fairly standard Warhammer 40k tournament garnered controversy after a player going by the Australian painter, an open reference to Adolf Hitler, entered the tourney wearing fascist symbols. Yeah, that's one crazy person that decided to be edgy or
No,
something.
because we see one crazy person, that means that every fan is a crazy person like that.
That's just one freaking instant. I mean, you can point out to people being crazy in absolutely any fandom. Even fans of Britney Spears have been crazy for years. Fans of Taylor Swift, fans of whoever, really.
Imagine that they're crazy comic book and anime fans.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I have seen them.
There
so,
are crazy people for
all over the
absolutely
place,
everything. Even if you're not fan of anything. What about soccer fans here in Bulgaria? They literally break stuff all the time, fight between themselves.
Most of them actually don't even go to enjoy the football or their favorite team, which is actually not even their favorite team. They're just there to fight and do riots and stuff like that. So crazy people. That doesn't mean that every football fan is like that. You know?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Let me read some comments here. Okay. 40k is one of the most DEI IPs in existence. The mental gymnastics and level of distraction it would take to make it safe basically make it an entirely different thing. But it's ridiculous because it is freaking safe. That's the thing. What does it mean to not be safe? I'm reading stories about fictional characters that are very interesting, and that's it. What is there to not be safe?
Yeah,
Do
I
I
mean,
not? I'm not supposed to feel safe if they kill Sister Abat or something. She's just a character like a custody.
maybe
Or anyone else?
maybe the person who wrote the article means that it's not safe for people like him or things like that, because other fans will attack them for who they are. But
Ah,
again, as we said, there are crazy people in every fandom. I mean,
how would they know who they are?
some of them
How would they
exactly
know?
because they come with a flag or something. But I mean, by that logic, as we said, there are crazy fans in everything. I mean, some of them might attack you because you're a girl, and that's supposed to be a man hug or something like that.
I never complain about that
But you
because
see, because that's not all the fandom.
you have a mute button.
Hey,
Crazy.
yes, yes,
Wow.
yes,
Discovery. Great discovery.
and that's not all the fandom. That's not every person who is there. That's just some individuals.
Yeah.
I mean, again, people might say you don't deserve to be a comic book fan because you're from Bulgaria, by that. Could be that there are people who would say that, but that's not all the fandom. That's not every person who enjoys those things. So I mean,
Cherry picking.
Exactly.
That's just about it.
Not safe. I mean, if you have those insecurities about it, then no fandom will be safe for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely not
exactly.
one that you don't even like the universe.
Yeah.
That you are want to
Yeah,
join.
exactly. And you want to change it, which then is going to make it completely different thing. Then create your own thing.
Like I said.
Yeah.
We have to get to more on this article, so let me go through the comments, continue with the comments. So yeah, Rezio still continues. I actually like it because X is way more based than it used to be. You mean Twitter. The wokest own themselves pretty hard. The wokest own themselves pretty hard usually. Yeah, they actually put themselves in some very unusual arguments, so to speak. Like, for example, I have one comment, I think on one of my shorts from yesterday, that was something like, oh, remember that when you feel left out, when there is no white, non-white, and queer character, and you feel left out. Something like that, almost quote unquote.
If you don't want to be part of that community, why would you feel left out?
I would not.
And B, by that logic, when I watched Blade with Wesley Snipes, I should have felt very left out. Guess what? It's one of my favorite movies. I mean,
yeah, you forgot. I just forgot to have complexes for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. I just forgot about that. So, I mean, again, feeling.
Oh, I found it. I found it.
Let's see.
It's on my Do I Need Female Custodes in 40k because I am female shorts. And it says, remember this feeling the next time you see a non-white queer character and suddenly feel left out. And I was wondering how to reply, but still I remained composed. And I said, and remember, I actually wrote that exactly when I woke up. I never feel left out, because why would I need to see particularly one type of a character to enjoy some form of entertainment? That would make me very biased for no reason. If a character is written well and organically, we all should be able to relate and enjoy, because we are all humans and we have the capacity to naturally understand others if we are not blocked by our own preconceived notions.
Exactly.
That's what I replied. You can read it if you like.
Otherwise, you could we had to feel left out by pretty much everything and want a Bulgarian character in every game or in every movie, you know.
By that logic.
Yeah, and the Bulgarian flag somewhere there in the games or something. You know, I want to play with Spider-Man. I want to see the Bulgarian flag on a
for absolutely
no
reason.
For absolutely no reason. You know. Absolutely.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, exactly.
So no reason at all.
I have spoken.
I have spoken, yes. Okay, so let me continue. The Life Wolf read, yeah man, they're all hypocrites who seek trouble where there is none, just to pin a badge of achievements to their chest. Warhammer is a fun game and that's it. Biggest don't represent it. Exactly, dear
Exactly,
Ivy, you
yeah.
said it amazingly. Andrew says, by the way, get it, you look amazing. Your early 2000s hairstyle is very nice. Sorry for simping. Oh no, you're not simping, you're giving me a compliment, which is a genuine compliment, it's not simping, so thank you. Yeah, this is just my idea, basically. I'm just having creative ideas with my hair sometimes. I'm just putting things in it and it becomes like this. So yeah. Anime! I'm anime.
Anime, exactly, yeah.
A bit of anime.
But
Okay.
how dare you? You're not Japanese or yeah,
Oh
exactly.
no!
Because only Japanese people can like Japanese people never said we did it only for Japanese people.
No, they never did. Imagine that.
Imagine that, and
And
now
it,
we can all enjoy it.
and
Yeah.
when I tried to, I mean, I didn't, and that was not the intention, but let's say I'm trying to cosplay an anime character. I don't know if anyone would complain about that at all. Why? Why would they?
Why would they? Why? I mean,
It's literally paying an homage, a tribute.
exactly.
That is it. It's the exact opposite
Yeah.
of bigotry or whatever.
I mean, I have seen black people cosplaying white characters. So never complained about that. We said, great, that's creative.
It's a cosplay.
It's a cosplay.
You're supposed to like, try to get into the shoes of this
Exactly.
character and do a show,
Yeah, exactly.
which is like self-expression as
That's
well.
it.
It's
Yes.
art.
Plus,
It's art.
again, you show that you like the character, no matter the skin color of that character.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need a specifically created one for that. You can still enjoy what we have.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm reading. Indeed, every fandom has crazy people. And said Dear Clayton, and Andrew says because they have nothing of value to say, so they have to attach themselves to something to give them an identity. True brainless behavior. Yeah, and it's super sad because if they just enjoy things like anyone would, if they are not blocked by any kinds of barriers like these, they will feel normal and safe everywhere, and no one would know that they are queer or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
they wouldn't have the feeling that they have to show it in any way or something like that, because you already achieved that acceptance of yourself, and wherever you go, you enjoy the things, you're happy.
Yeah.
You're not going to go with a flag or things like that. So yeah, I mean, then you feel safe.
I mean, like for example, if I was always bisexual, but nobody knew ever, how is that not? I mean, am I supposed to oppose on myself that I'm not feeling safe because I'm bisexual and I feel like everyone knows it, but no one knows it, and you can't tell.
Yeah.
I'm not, of course. I'm not,
but you want to tell because that's actually the only thing that you can kind of identify with or something that I don't know.
What?
And you want to show? I don't know why. What does it matter? I mean, really, for them to can they identify with who they are as people, with not just sexuality or preferences or nothing else? So there is nothing else for them.
Yeah, and the other thing is that they want to change stuff that they don't understand as well. I mean, they don't understand Warhammer. And the other news, guys, is actually, I mean, we're going to continue because there's shocking, stupid things in this article. So this is not even the beginning of it. But the other stupid thing is that they wanted more love in Warhammer. More love in Warhammer.
Yeah.
Warhammer! I just can't. Gotta find this tweet somewhere. So yeah, there was a tweet. I don't know exactly. I think it was like 2 days ago. Some Lord of Change on Twitter said romance should be the center of every 40k novel. They're so boring otherwise. Well, don't read them.
Read them. Don't buy them. Don't be part of it. I mean, yeah.
Warhammer is not about lovey-dovey stuff. I'm sorry. There's billions upon billions of books like that. Warhammer is different. That's why it's unique. It's cool. It does not need love stories. And there's actually love in Warhammer, but it's like it's super subtle. It's between like some regular men and women. It's like a platonic friendship or something. Sometimes it's very touching, could be very touching, but it's written organically in the context of whatever is going on. So it's never on your nose, in your ear, in your
In
eye,
your left eye. Yeah.
glued to your left cheek, butt, or whatever. But that's not what Warhammer is about, not even a little
Yeah.
bit. So if anyone wants to read love novels, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you don't get Warhammer and think it's boring, great, get out. Obviously, this is
Exactly.
not for
That's
you.
not for you.
Get to the
Yes.
chopper and out of here. You know?
You can't just want to be part of something, but change it so that it becomes kind of like a thing for you. Just find a thing that is for you. You can't change everything for that. You know, for example, when they are, let's say, comic books that are specific, or even books that are specifically, let's say, a gay story. If I don't like it, I just say, okay, that's not for me. I'm not going to say, but change it now so that it becomes for me. You know,
Yeah.
better. I want to see this and this, so change it. Otherwise, I won't buy it. No, you just don't buy it. It's not for you. It wasn't created for you. That doesn't mean that you're left out
You're not the
of it.
freaking audience.
You're just not the audience for that, and that's it. And it's fine.
Yeah, never crossed any. I mean, it never crossed my mind about anything
Yeah.
that I want to change it so it can cater to me in kind of
Exactly. You
in some
see
kind of a way.
a show
I just
that
don't like it or
you
I like it. That's
Yeah,
it.
you see a show that you don't like, you say, okay, I stop watching it because it's not for me.
Yeah.
I know what is for me. I'll watch that show. And
For
here we go.
example, I don't want to get off topic, but for example, on that show, something Carbon. What was that name? Damn it! With that guy that played RoboCop.
With a joke, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. The one in which he looks so muscular.
Yes. Very awesome.
Something Carbon, wasn't I?
Yeah, altered carbon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it has an anime as well. But yeah, I didn't like that show from the first episode, and I stopped watching it. That's it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Here you go. Simple as that. That's it. That's it. You know.
Yeah, and some guy replied to the word of change and said, "Human relations overall, honestly, the uncaring killing machines get boring real fast otherwise." What are these people reading, really? Because there's so much story, so much relationship dynamics between the characters, especially when it's about like a Primarch, something with the Emperor. Even normal people, like I said, although I'm not a fan of normal people actually in Warhammer, because they for me are not that interesting because they do not move the needle that much. I mean, obviously armies do, but like some little characters here and there, they're really there for filler. That is how they're written. They're not written to be any kind of any kind of a way significant. Sometimes they're written to be a mirror to bigger characters, like with the Fulgrim book. There's some characters there that really reflected how he is, his nature, which was very good, and that is good writing when you can do that. But overall, you get totally the idea of how people are there. I mean, how they live, how they are, how some characters can really care about other characters, and how they're in these situations where they have to actually serve Astartes, be around Astartes, even sometimes Chaos Astartes, and how that affects them. So all of these things are really, really compelling and fascinating to listen to as stories, and I never came across anything like that before. So here you are. If that is boring to these people, then I'm sorry, that is the wrong address. You get out of
You get
my
out
lawn.
of there, and that's it.
Get out.
Get out of my lawn.
It's my lawn. You do not mow my lawn.
Yes.
No, thank
Or
you.
get into my barn.
I did not hire you for that, okay? Okay, let me just go through the comments again. Real quick. But that doesn't represent. Okay, that idea of one is so all are the same. Yeah, it's a narrow-minded point of view that needs to die off already. Yeah.
Exactly.
In the same, the same as saying You mean it's the same as saying I won't watch a horror movie unless it's safe for all. Yeah, that's why I don't watch horror movies that often, because I pick them specifically horror movies that I know that I can bear, like Scream.
Yeah.
The Scream movies. I can bear these. There are some things that I am really disgusted by, of course, but I can bear them. I can find them entertaining at the end. As a whole package
But you don't
thing.
want all horror movies to be changed so that
No,
they're catered to
no,
you.
I don't.
You just say, yeah, that's not for me.
I don't, because I understand that that's a form of movie making art and whatever.
It's for specific kind of fans.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm not gonna watch The Conjuring because I have my reasons why I'm not gonna watch The Conjuring, but that doesn't mean that I want The Conjuring to disappear and now I'm going to get on my horse that does not exist, and I'm going to lead a campaign.
Lead a campaign, everything against
Spear people through the stomach right now. I mean, what is this entitlement Karen thing? It's a hive mind.
Exactly.
That's why, I called this ultimate source of this a hive mind at the end of my animation video the other day, because I do think that bigger than chaos is the hive mind. The chaos is a chaos, but the hive mind is something that can even exceed chaos in terms of
bigger chaos,
horrible things that it can do to everyone. And Ivy also says it's fun because it immerses you into something thrilling and dangerous. It won't be horror if you tone it down. Yeah.
Exactly, then it's something else.
Andrew says, well said, Gary. Thank you. And Loof Got Bible Truth says, facts, most of my favorite characters are not black, and that is okay. Well, it happens, yes.
Yeah.
And Wogan is watching X-Men now, I'm watching X-Men now. I have not watched a lot of the original show, and I super enjoy Storm.
Storm is one of my favorite female characters. How dare a man having a favorite female character who is actually black, How dare I?
Yeah,
how dare you too?
How dare I?
So here you go. If the character is really compelling and well written, then it just becomes your favorite character. No matter, I have never thought, but she's black. I can't like her.
You cannot
fathom.
You cannot relate.
Well, Logan is also a short, stubby, hairy Canadian guy. But it is my favorite superhero nonetheless.
And I love Superman. He's my favorite superhero.
Who is not even from this planet,
but I'm not from Krypton. I'm not a man.
Yeah.
I cannot shoot lasers from my eyes. I cannot fly. I'm not bulletproof. All those things.
So here we go. And it's really interesting when actually now they have that conversation when they say, X-Men was always about representation.
Not that kind.
Not that kind if you ask Stanley in the beginning.
Not this way.
In the beginning, Stanley said it pretty clearly. I wanted to create people who are just born with their powers, and we call them mutants. Because you can't, and he said that you can't always have a person getting bitten by a spider, irradiated with a radioactive something, or have an accident, or super soldier serum,
or you have an accident again.
Or you have an accident again. Yes, and super soldier serum, and no, they are just born with those powers. Sure, they fight for coexistence, but they fight for coexistence. That's what's happening today, actually. So let's not use that idea for X-Men and leave
and let's not forget that there was actually no problems before 2016. Never. And everyone knew that other people actually existed with other preferences and skin color and so on. Everyone knew. People were cast in roles appropriately for the characters, and there was always diversity in movies.
Imagine that when they cast Ian McKellen for Magneto, no one said, but he's gay.
Oh no, he cannot play a straight person.
And also he's not German like Magneto, but anyway, right? So yeah, and
great.
I think that someone asked him actually in an interview, how does he feel when he has to play a gay person, and he said, after all, we are actors.
Oh, good morning to you.
Imagine that.
I mean, everyone
Imagine
in
that.
today's times forgot that actors are actors. That's another topic, but it's connected to this,
Yeah.
this whole woke mindset also does this kind of a things to make us think that actors should not be actors, and actors feel entitled to play only people that are exactly like themselves,
Yeah.
like Jason Momoa playing Aquaman and making Aquaman be like himself in mannerisms, the way of
Pretty
speaking,
much everything.
altogether how he behaves. And
Yeah.
he's not the only example. So actors can play everything. And Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory is a gay man who played almost an asexual man
Exactly.
for
Yes.
throughout the series. Almost at the end, of course, he became interested with Amy and all of those things. But point is that he played that he's not interested in any women for years, not in men, not in anything. And that this happens. So it doesn't freaking matter. You're an actor. If you're a good actor, you have range, and that means that you play a ton of different roles throughout your life. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter what the heck
Yes.
it is. If you're suitable for it, you can act like that. Just go ahead and do it. Like Lucy Lawless never liked to fight. She had to because she has many brothers, so on. But she hates fight scenes, but you can never tell on screen because she's in a warrior princess and she's kicking butt like this is her real life depending on it in the series. So that is what a good actress is. And then we as fans finding out that she's nothing like Xena, and then we're like, I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. That's another thing. When you're a little kid and you idolize this person, and then you're like, oh, but they're actually very good actor. They're nothing like their character.
Yeah.
That's a good
Imagine
thing and a
that.
bad thing.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyway, okay. So I'm finishing off, guys, because we have to get to the article.
To the meat of the
Becoming
topic.
very late here. Yeah. So Herrick says they will play alone because most of all the devoted fans will quit. Yes, that actually did happen to some, as they told me. Bruva Michael says, tell me, Malkador, we will destroy everyone, cut them from the pages of history, just because you and your pathetic council of, what is that?
Bureaucrats.
Bureaucrats, yes, find it profitable? Horus was right. Jesus.
Yeah. Well.
That's interesting. Exactly, says Dear Clayton. That too. Why can't an individual relate to any character without feeling left out? Why must it always be about representation, color, sex? What happened to enjoying it as a form of art? I don't know what happened to it, but
Yeah.
we never had any issues
It
before.
what happened. Yeah. Never before.
Yeah, every time that I listened to Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston, I was like, oh my gosh, they're black.
No, we
Not the
can't
song,
listen to that.
not
No.
their amazing talent. No. Oh my gosh, they're black every time. Every time. Yes, sure.
And
That
imagine
never happened.
their songs were written for people all over the world to enjoy,
Oh no.
not just a specific.
Oh, that
group
never
or something.
happens.
Yeah,
No.
that never happened. Of course.
Okay, the Dear Cousin continues. People get too caught up in reflecting their own insecurities on the world around them. Yeah, instead
Yeah.
of learning to be more of your own person, not feeling like every time that you meet a person you have to flash a sign
Yeah,
that says,
exactly.
I'm this.
Yes.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is like like some kind of form of abuse to other people.
Yeah.
To be like, look,
That's it. That's who
I'm
I am.
interrupting your
Yeah.
whole life, your whole day to look at this sign that I'm carrying.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And you connected only with other, which shouldn't be. That's not the only thing you are. Just like we are not just movie fans, we are not just comic book fans. I mean, I'm not walking around putting comic books in people's face. You look, I'm a comic book fan, man. I
Yes.
don't want to feel left out or blah blah blah. Look, here we go.
Yeah. And when you oppose it on someone, he will feel so amazing about you and want to be your friend right away.
Yeah.
I want to kiss your ass all day.
Yes.
With comic book.
Automatically.
Kiss the comic book.
Yes.
Place it on your ass, kiss it there.
Exactly. Insert here. Yeah. So just keep them coming, the comic book.
Yeah.
All this time.
Like, what is this? What is this? I'm gonna wear a sign. I'm a 40k fan. I'm this fan. I love corgis. I love Pomeranians.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
bunnies.
Everything. I like action figures.
I like pie.
Yes. Why is there no action figure of Bulgarian then or things like that? Yeah.
Of a
Yeah.
Bulgarian man.
Yeah, right. It will be hairy.
Oh,
So.
oh no. No. Come on. No. It will be with clothes.
Hairy popping action. Yeah.
Okay, stop it. I don't want to smear my makeup, okay? Okay, so reading. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Dear Ivy said, oh, most of them feel safe. Most of them feel safe. They feel safer than most of mankind. They just seek to feel superior. Yeah, you're right, actually. So they look for things they can change, ruin, degrade in an act of moral superiority. Like, yeah, that's the best way to look superior. Just destroy what is already there. It's actually superior to you, so you can look superior. Wow, isn't that one of the most pathetic things that a human can ever do?
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
pathetic. Low. Disgusting. Anyway. And the Army continues, even pretty things is a harmless fantasy game. Yeah, and we have to talk about Stellar Blade in another video, but because it's another topic, it's once again connected to the wokeness. But, it's another topic for another day. And Rezev says 40k has nothing to do with sex, sexuality, romance, etc. I mean, Slaanesh is on a Slaanesh side, yeah. But there's basically no reason to ever know a character sexuality. Exactly. That's why one of the things that I love about 40k, despite being so different from anything else, and so like so rich in everything, is exactly because I do not have to sit through a sex scene every 5 seconds. And just having that word in there as well, and just having these kinds of relationship at all, just it can be just focusing on the war and the action. I do not need this, I just don't. I love in real life and not watching other people doing it. I mean, I enjoy, of course, a good romantic story, and like it's a comedy, and if it's compelling, if it's done right, and not being completely stupid, or to not make any sense when it has real writing that kind of reflects how people genuinely will interact with each other in real life, something like that. There's so many, romantic comedies that just touch your heart, like for example, Parent Trap, actually.
Yeah.
With Lindsay Lohan, it was about her and her twin, but also it was about the parents, and that was just great. It was organically and true. Such things I really enjoy, like real love relationships, and not just mindless stupidity, shock value stuff, and all of that. So yes, the Nesha side, knowing what he and she is, and what she can do, and what her followers do, all of that. That is just on the side note, and you're not reading a novel with all of the details. Yeah, there's some details in some novels, but that's just so rare and far in between. It's only done to illustrate what is happening here and what we are dealing with.
And again, there is a reason to show you those details and to explain.
Yeah, it's once again so rare, and it's about the horror of the universe. It's not about the the whatever is happening itself. So I'm so glad about that. Okay, grim dark becomes grim love. Horrible. It's not even love, really. That's the thing. They don't even know what love is. These people. If they knew what love is, they would not do this.
Love is not just sexuality or anything. The things they imagine. Really, if they knew what love is, they wouldn't have done this.
Yeah, at all. And Andrea says we can only hope the creatives don't listen to these imbeciles and keep true to the material. Well, so far, because they did create female custodes, I can't say now how they are going to continue from this. I hope that they're not going to change anything that was not supposed to be there in the first place. But we will probably wait and see, And Rezio says there's basically only two factions that deal with sexuality in any form, and they're more evil than the brutal totalitarian imperial regime. Yeah, also Noise Marines, but they're followers of Slaanesh. But once again, how many novels there are with them, I don't even know. Yes, Altered Carbon Quinn, yeah. He managed to say that before I Yeah, but I see it this now, so yeah. The problem is that not everyone has the ability to understand the depth of story and characters. Some can only see things on the surface level. That also. But what they're doing to universes that we love and what they did is basically violence
Yes.
upon
I mean,
because they upon everything because they want to change it forcibly by telling blatant lies that everyone else are bigoted. The people that are already there, people that are enjoying this world, the people that supported it financially throughout all of those years, more than 35 years. Jesus.
these are the people that you have to listen to, actually.
Yeah.
Not the others, because they will accuse you of something. And plus, no one else wanted when there are things specifically created for that audience. No one wants to change those, right? I mean, there were. I remember there were some TV shows that were, about gay relationships and things like that. Like, for example, was it the L Word? I remember that show. And imagine that I even watched a season of it.
Oi.
And yes, but it was an okay show. I mean, you don't need to be like the girls there or anything. So you see, okay, so they do that. Okay, it was actually an okay show, but I never watching it. I never said, why don't you change it for straight people?
Why?
Why don't you change? Just put men in here and women. Just change it for straight people. No, I knew. Okay, that's for this audience. Nice.
Just make it straight, man.
Just exactly.
It's not
yeah.
about that, but make it straight.
And I said, yeah, okay. So I understand. What is it? Cool. Here, that's something created specifically for that audience. And here you go. And I said, okay, it's just not for me.
Oh,
But I never wanted it to be changed or anything.
well, that's
No.
because you're not crazy.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I had a thought. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example that some of you have not heard, some of you have heard, but I just gotta bring this up because it's the brutal, like a brutal example, but still.
Let's be brutal
Still.
now.
Okay, so back when Bulgaria was under the Ottoman Empire.
Wait a minute. You mean that there were other countries that were under slavery?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my
The
god.
very, very white people
Oh
here.
my god, yeah.
So yeah, we were invaded by the Ottoman Empire like 180 something years ago.
Yeah.
I think so.
History.
Okay,
Let's say.
history.
A
Yeah.
lot of time ago.
Yeah, not that much. Not that much actually. So yeah, we were under the Ottoman Empire for 500 years. We were under 500 years. 500 years of slavery. And we were I mean that is something that people can't even imagine in today's time. So I mean Bulgarians, not we particularly, but our ancestors had to endure all kinds of violence upon themselves, and we cannot even say it. Some of them were cooked in vats, alive, boiled alive. There was whole buildings, caves with our skulls as well. I don't want to tell you what they did to women. And what they did to children. They basically took 5 million Bulgarian kids, sons, and they exported them to Turkey, today's Turkey.
Making them elite soldiers.
Yeah, and making us turn to the Islamic faith, all of those things. So some Bulgarians to this day are still like that. They have not been able to break away from that mindset and faith. They just stayed with that, although it was forcefully upon them. And this is like real physical, mental abuse for 500 years. And finally, we got free because of a lot of, Bulgarian heroes, and Russia helped us to get out of the situation. Of course, that wasn't for free.
Yeah.
They also wanted something.
Like some Bulgarians still think up to this day.
That it was for
That
free?
it was for free.
No.
Yes. Just because they love us so much.
Yeah, because we're cousins.
Exactly.
Anyway, so the point is that, guys, for example, what's happening now, they're invading It's like invading someone else's country, in this case Warhammer. They're demanding things to change and for us to be under their boots
Yes.
and to accommodate for them. It is absolutely the same thing. It's just in this metaphor of war, and they want to oppose this
Yeah, and
forcefully.
they're not even going to look back at those things that will be changed because of them.
They don't care. They don't
know. Oh,
appreciate
sure. Okay,
that.
now we have those characters. Okay, moving on to the next thing that we'll have to mess up.
Yeah, they don't appreciate what we have now.
Yeah.
They don't appreciate what Warhammer has to offer. They don't like what Warhammer has to offer to begin with. So that is totally like trying to delete people that like this hobby and the hobby itself. They want to delete us and how we think, to have our own opinions, our own positions in life, because they want to oppose their own position. But then they call Warhammer fascist.
Yeah. Imagine
they call
that,
Warhammer fascist.
Yes.
Yes.
And everyone else is either fascist or bigot or whatever, because
And yeah, Warhammer, of course, there's genocide and whatever, but there's many cases where humans have to work with the Eldar, Gilliman as well, and they actually help us because some of them are actually reasonable when we are also reasonable, which is rare. And also stuff with the Tau that are interesting. And yeah, I mean, it's not completely how they think that it is. There's some nuance there. It's not completely black and white at all. Actually, Warhammer is one of the most not black and white universes that you can imagine. Okay, let me just go through the comments, but we have to get to the article. Okay, politicians, authors, scientists, experts. I love that they can also see the ones that are actually reasonable and what is that?
Nuanced.
Oh yes, nuanced. We need those people. Yes.
Exactly.
Horus, what is love? MP, don't hurt me no more. Oh, that's amazing. Quinn says, make them straight. What if they are both transgender? Sneakers. Oh, there's no what ifs there. They want this and that, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you have to comply because they're entitled.
Exactly.
And you have to be a doormat.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, you're basically nothing.
Yeah, Andrew says, I've been watching some Bulgarian tours. You guys have such rich history and culture. I'd like to visit someday. Hopefully Gary or Rogan let me sleep on their couch in Sofia. Sure. Yeah, I mean, you have puppies on your face. If you go sleep on my couch, yeah, puppies on your face. Just be careful. Puppies. They're cute.
Yes. You might be cutified.
Yes, cutified. Joby says, these people will never buy Warhammer 40k. They can't afford it. Yeah, that's also what we're going to talk about in just a bit. Their MCU attention span won't even get them to the point where they can prime a mini. Yeah, you're right. They cannot even like put it together. I mean that's hard work. I found that out myself when I started actually bringing my own minis together. So the hardest part is to glue and then apply the base. Chubby Teddy Monster says also, those Joy Toy knits are killer. I just ordered them. Oh,
nice. Enjoy them, man.
The knits, you mean the Terra knits? Oh boy. Okay, don't tell us because we both love figurines and we can't have any. I mean,
when we get to the part about collecting, we're going to say something about that too. So.
Oh, what?
About the collecting, because they don't have money and stuff like that. We have a point also there.
Yes.
When we get to that
point.
Yes.
Okay, let me just go through this real quick, guys. As much as I can. Okay, so we got to the part where they don't feel safe in Warhammer because obviously they're wearing a sign on or their head saying, I'm this and I'm that. Hear me. Then it's about the tournament, that guy that wear a fascist suit, which was like one-off thing, and obviously, like we said, a lot of people are crazy anyways.
Anyway, yeah. I mean,
they do not represent us.
No.
Or the majority of fans. Okay, encouraging statement. Yeah, this is about there's a Warhammer statement that was like 4 years ago in 2020 that they said Warhammer is for everyone and they will ban bigots. But that sounded kind of like they will ban normal people that are not bigots. But anyway, that basically sounds very clear today and still holds. And this person says, cheers to that. Yeah, blah blah. Oh, they also mentioned the Age of Sigmar, the old world, GW's other games, not the community reputation well enough. No, that's not the thing. I would take more than one inclusive mission statement to help LGBTQ folks like me feel safe in Warhammer space because 40k problem with fascism, runs deep. No, and you have to read Warhammer to actually
Yeah,
understand
to
the
actually
nuances.
understand, but you can't say that you understand something if you have never read it, or you just saw a photo or someone told you it's about these guys that kill other guys.
No.
Yeah.
So for starters, in recent years, Warhammer 40k has been explicitly co-opted as a political tool of the so-called alt-right. So he goes into this political, real-world stuff with Donald Trump made out to be as the emperor of mankind, which I also remember actually when that happened. It was very funny. And
that's all it
the
is.
fact that
It's
some fan decided to do this is their call. It's once again a joke.
Yeah.
That is it. It's a joke. Anyone can put, his head on anyone. But because the body of the Emperor of Mankind is so glorious with this amazing freaking armor, why not? Why not? It's a great joke. Just a joke.
It's a great joke.
So he goes on and on about President Trump and pulls stuff out of his butt again. Okay. Political office about Trump. Like, what the hell? I mean, okay.
Here we get to that part, yes. Okay.
So no community is bad. Obviously, I have several friends who are into the GW tabletop games, and they're wonderful, supportive people. But I've also encountered not so great people in every corner of Warhammer scene.
Or in any fandom,
in
as
any
we say.
fandom,
Yes.
there's always going to be people that, you are a girl, so what are you doing here? Actually, never said that to me ever, but I'm sure that someone out there is like so, because
Yeah,
there are all
of
kinds
course.
of people, you know. Okay, then he continues, whether it's seeing them in videos showing of their armies, running into them in Warhammer 40k games online, or unescapably seeing their what?
Violent posts.
I don't know.
Violent.
What the heck is that? On social media, I am frequently pushing through fascist content while exploring the community. That's stupid.
How exactly those things that he point out as examples fascist, actually?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Of course, not many folks without and out without and with that is that wrong?
Out and out say.
What the heck is that? Without a doubt, say?
Without a doubt. Okay, who knows?
Okay. Hi, I'm a neo-Nazi and I hate all miniatures.
Minorities.
Minorities, yes. But those of us who are frequently in their crosshairs have learned to pick up on these people's language.
But these are crazy people again.
If they're even such.
If they're even such,
Plus,
yes.
once again, the question remains, how will I know if I go to a store, let's say there's tabletop game there, and I want to see how the tabletop is played. How would I know which one of these people is gay, trans, blah, blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
apparently, according to his article, they won't say, hi, I'm a neo-Nazi and I hate all minorities, but they will say, hi, I'm a queer person. Apparently,
so they will not act like a normal human being and just keep it to themselves, because we are also keeping it to ourselves, because we have common sense and actually, how is the word for that? Very considerate.
Yeah.
You know, just normal, not weird people.
Not weird people, yes.
We're just there to play the game.
And enjoy, speak about the hobby.
Speak to other people and share thoughts about, let's say, the factions, the game, the whatever. Jesus, okay. So it's a word of a dog whistle terminology, so called because it's what is this now? Unconscious?
Innocuous.
Yeah, Jesus.
To ordinary folks. Well, it's because we haven't studied as much as the guy who is a journalist, apparently.
Sure.
Sure.
But the people who are meant to hear the words I always know what they really mean.
What?
Okay, it shouldn't be much of a surprise that bigots in general and fascists in particular may be drawn to this universe by the premier Warhammer 40k faction, the incredibly large, handsome, genetically pure
Mention.
Mention?
Ubermention. It means.
Is that German?
Yes, it means like
Ubermen.
super people.
That are the Space Marines, not to mention the brutally authoritarian, overly xenophobic imperium of man, which rewards any flavor of decent with extermination.
So you're secretly fascist now.
That's nonsense.
Apparently.
I mean, if you only how many books of Warhammer 40k you have to read to know the Imperium? Probably like little novels. I read a ton. And because they're about different things, different part of the story and all of that, there are no like sections where you can read particularly how people live like in the capital of Terra on Terra exactly. I mean, maybe if I read something like Necromunda, I don't know, but you only hear from lore videos by my experience so far, throughout all the books that I've gone through, how it is that people live in there. And it's supposed to be this way, so you cannot complain about it because Warhammer is a very cruel world. That's how it is. And a crazy notion, if you don't like it, get out.
Get
once
out,
again.
exactly, yes.
I mean, I do not enjoy that people suffer in Warhammer, not even a little bit, but it is about the story and how the story is progressing through the bigger characters in the lore, through the Emperor, through the Primarchs, what is going to happen to humanity. Maybe if the Emperor returns, maybe there's going to be just a bit of like what, I don't know, destruction, more of an improvement on human life, but there's still gonna be war. Who knows? But you don't think about those things. They're just the facts.
Yeah.
Like every story, there are some facts there, and you're not getting the horrible details of people suffering in each book to be like heavy or daunting or whatever. You're just getting the bigger picture. That's it. It's about the bigger picture, basically. That's it. And it's a hard stretch of the imagination to think Age of Sigmar Space Marine analog the Stormcast Eternals, immortal, divinely blessed soldiers in shiny armor, dogmatically serving a Germanically named war god. Might appeal for similar reasons. Yeah, they're cool, but also there are women amongst them. I don't know when they introduced women, but there are women there. And they both die for Sigmar. They fight, they die, he brings them back, and the whole process repeats again. What? I mean, what do you have? Like, is that a problem? What is that?
Apparently, he thinks that only fascists will like that specific.
Women and men die equally there.
Yeah,
equality. But here you go.
Does he really think that a full-blown neo-Nazi will actually have the time or even the thought to actually paint miniatures and do things like that? I don't think that they will be into that. So
Okay, so after that, some stupid stuff about how I know a fair number of queer people who want to get into or more into GW's miniature wargaming hobby, and the obstacles listed are always thus: the price point, which 40k 10th edition may become less of an issue. Yeah, 40k is expensive. I cannot buy it myself. That's why Sir D gifted me the custodes.
Guess what? Not every fan can buy everything, actually.
Yeah, and besides that, because I can't play the tabletop, because you don't have to actually play the tabletop ever, you can just play the video games. If you can't play the tabletop, you can still participate in Warhammer by playing the video games. Be on a Starty and kill some Tyranids in the new Space Marine 2 game, or the previous Space Marine game, or one of the other games.
Yeah, you can always
There's so many games.
You can always become a fan by something. You have so much of a choice.
You can read the novels only. if you like.
I haven't read every comic book out there or even bought it, imagine, but still I'm a comic book fan. So,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
impossible to get everything in
don't own
existence.
every action figure out there, just some, we say, if you can't afford it, there are other ways for you to get into the hobby.
Yeah.
So many ways, especially now. There is no book that says you're a real fan only if you have all the merchandise.
There's no such thing, and
There's no
nobody
such
has all the
thing. And
merchandise.
nobody has that, yes.
Okay, then he says, have enough space in the home to store what can be a massive army? Okay, then
Again, no one can have everything.
GW is supposed to go to your home and make a hole in your wall
Yeah.
into the neighbor's apartment so you can have enough space.
Or
Is that their problem?
Or just stop selling their products because you don't have enough space. I mean, again, I don't buy every action figure out there because they don't have enough space, but I don't say it's too hard to have that hobby, man. No, I can't get into it.
I see the chat. Just hold on, guys. I see the chat. And the last point, the Warhammer community. So the Warhammer community, the people that we are already there, we're already appreciating Warhammer as it should be. We are the problem. So you want to get into our house and break our stuff, and we're supposed to take it and leave our home.
Yes, exactly. And say here, that's all yours. Yeah.
So you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Apparently.
You're a psychopath.
These are the three of the most stupid reasons I have ever heard that prevents you from getting into a hobby. I mean, clearly it's not for you. Now, I don't have money to buy every hot toys out there because I know that's there. Cool and everything, for example. I like action figures, but this is meant for particular people who can afford it. And don't have to sell their kidney to buy that figure, and I know, yeah, that's great. I can't buy it, that's not for me. I can buy the Marvel Legends stuff or other things. So we say, and that's it, but you don't say, and it's Hot Toys' fault that they didn't like that. They should just stop and make it cheaper so that anyone can have it and enjoy it.
Okay, to finish off, so we can get to the comments, guys. More nonsense.
More nonsense. Yes.
So yeah, speak frankly, people don't want to pick up a hobby where they don't know if they will be welcomed, or more importantly, if they will be safe. In one recent case, a YouTuber that made a joke about wanting gay space marines said they got death threats, as did a Warhammer community member who publicly called for GW to use more inclusive gender language in Warhammer books in 2022. Who are you to suggest anything like that, opposing it on us once again?
Yeah, that doesn't mean that every fan is like that.
Space Marines cannot be gay, they don't have a sexuality to them. They cannot reproduce, they don't care about men or women. They just want to fight. They're created to fight. You can't change that. Stop. They're supposed to be just warriors.
Yes.
Not warriors that go and raid and, like Vikings. They don't do any of those things. That's what is one of the amazing things about them. They don't have any sexuality to them. They cannot do anything with their badongadongs.
That's say, yeah.
Except, of course, for Chaos Marines, but the Chaos Marines that are under Slaanesh, but that's totally another topic. They can do whatever with whoever. So there you go. Probably tons of gays there amongst themselves. They don't care. Okay. The presence of bigots in the community is stopping new players like me from joining in, which is a shame for everybody. But are you joining? With the sign?
Yeah.
How would I know if you don't tell me directly and do this to me without me asking that you are queer? How would I know? You can just play the game, play a single player game. Don't talk to anyone on the chat. Why would you do that if you don't want to?
Or if you really enjoy that hobby, then you being a queer or whatever
shouldn't matter at all.
Just enjoy it, yes, and that's it. You won't want them to be queer or gay or anything else. You will just enjoy the hobby for what it is.
Yeah. Oh, imagine if I go to Total War Warhammer 3 and want to play as the Slaanesh units in multiplayer. And I will write in the chat or I'll just say it on the audio comms, like, I am straight and I'm a girl. Why would I say that? Why would I say that? I go to play with Slaanesh and they will tell me, why are you telling us
Yes,
this?
identify yourself.
Why
Who
are you
are
telling us this?
Yes.
Are you crazy?
Who
What is
cares?
wrong with you? And somebody that is crazy probably will say, oh, you are not a crazy psychopath that loves Slaanesh and does whatever she tells you to do? And I'm like, no, because I'm not a
Imagine
psychopath.
that. Imagine
Then
that.
you cannot play Slaanesh.
No.
Come on! This is ridiculous. I mean, that logic of thinking is falling off the train right away.
Yeah.
Even from the start, it's falling off the train. Because it doesn't make any freaking sense by any flank at all. So more stupid things about comparison and corporations in the US who have baked down after facing public pressure of getting involved with Pride event. GW has a chance to step in and make sure the queer community feels welcome. You are welcome in anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
As long as you don't push to everyone else what is your sexual preference, sexuality, or identity, because those things do not matter to a game. And to it's a private thing. It's a part of your private life. We're not here to wave out our naked butts in front of the camera and say we are straight. That is literally, I mean, one time I feel that like an internet abuse. I feel it like an abuse.
It's
Yeah, my voice, I know. I have spoken for too long. But yeah, I had once a guy that wrote me a few times. I said that I'm not interested, and he sent me 38 pictures of his dick. 38 pictures of his dick. And that was all kinds of pictures of his dick. Yeah, it was, anyway, a lot of things that he, did with it and so on. But I mean that felt really like abuse, like internet sexual abuse to me, because I didn't comply to his whatever desires. He decided to basically dump these 38 pictures on me, and said, like, after that, who do you think you are? I'm not interested. I have the right to not be interested. And yeah, what he decided to show me what I'm missing?
Imagine that.
I'm missing a simpleton.
No, apparently.
I always wanted a simpleton.
Right? Yeah.
To
everybody's dream.
To try to oppose on me his 38 pictures of his dick. Great. So that is exactly how I feel, that these people are putting these things in our faces, their preferences, sexuality, all those things, they should be private. We have nothing against those things. They just should be private.
Exactly. They can't barge in and say, oh, this is a pretty good community, but
there's no gay flags
there
anywhere.
There is no gay flags and other things like that. So I feel misrepresented, and man, I mean, it's just be a fan.
We never wanted to be represented in anything to begin with.
No one ever wanted that.
I mean, whenever I see like a Bulgarian actor in an American movie, like our Bulgarian actress, I always forget her name actually.
Maria Bakalova.
Yes, Maria Bakalova. She's so fun. She was in Borat, and she played the dog in Guardians of the Galaxy, and some other horror movie actually.
Yeah.
Forgot its name.
I forgot also.
Something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I see like a Bulgarian actress in anything or an actor, I'm like, oh, that's so fun. There's one Bulgarian actor in Game of Thrones. He had a small role. There is damn it, forgot her name again. Nina Dobrev, yes, from the Vampire Diaries and some other things. And I'm like, that's so cool. But that just, it's a cool thing.
It's a cool thing
for us, because we see it so rarely. Or Tom Hanks speaking Bulgarian because his wife is half Bulgarian, I think. Yeah, and that's so cool to see because it's so rare.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we ever required it. Like
Yeah,
that one time
exactly.
crossed my mind. It's just cool when it happens, but it's not a requirement. If the story calls for it, if there has to be a Bulgarian character, okay.
Imagine that I never cared if a game, comic book, or movie a character is going to be left-handed just because I'm left-handed.
Yay!
Yeah, I mean, it's cool when it happens and you say, nice, okay, but now let's play because who cares?
Yeah, the
You know,
story is who
the
cares.
story is who
The
cares. Yeah.
story is the most important thing, and the characters. That is it. They could be anything. And like I've said many times before, when in Xena there was like a gay character or even a transgender character one time in the second
Yeah.
season, and that was like 1996 when that was aired. Imagine 1996. There's like almost 20 years since then. 18 years since then. There was a transgender character. It was perfectly organically put in there in the story, and it was a compelling story, and I really felt for that character and what they were going through, but it was not the point of the story.
I remember how my mother watched that episode and she said he looks so nice, and I said, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And he did, yeah. And
yeah,
she enjoyed the episode, and she was laughing because it was a great episode, not because all they showed up there. Yeah.
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 Xena was like bravo to him for
Yeah.
winning the beauty contest. That's kind of funny now because this is actually what happens now.
Yay.
But back then it was justified because Xena actually won. But because she was Xena, she couldn't accept. So the second runner-up won, and that girl also couldn't accept because her country was in war and blah blah blah. Valid reasons, out of pride and dignity. And so the last person that did one was this transgender man, and he was so happy, and he was amazing. It was so funny. Even he had a huge bouquet of flowers that had like a pointy end, and that pointy end was exactly between his legs. And when he moved like this to wave, that moved with him, and the camera was like falling.
Genius.
It's just perfect comedy. It's perfect comedy because the audience didn't know that he was trans.
Yes.
We knew that
knew.
was funny. So yeah, the character was treated with respect, with normal amounts of comedy. It was all in place. Why can't we have that?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Why can't we have that? Okay, so finishing this up really. Bullshit. More from Warhammer. No, it ended. So we are waiting for that. If you're interested in the intersection between LGBTQ issues and tabletop gaming, we recommend you check the gap Summon Piece to queer representation of 40k. So now I have to check that crap
Yeah.
to see
We
what
might something about that.
yeah that person
So
said.
this means that they also did they attacked and Dungeons and Dragons or also if it's
Probably.
with all the tabletop now, or oh boy. I mean, after doing comic books for me,
Yes.
now that's the next thing. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me just go back with the comments. We can. Yeah, guys, and before we get to the comments, we're getting to the comments. Just to let everyone know that have not watched me before, and I'm also coaching fitness, health, nutrition, and intimate relationships. Imagine that. Anything about your sexual life and how to improve that if you need, of course. I'm coaching that, and I'm using OnlyFans as a platform because it's a good place also to upload your informational videos, not only for Slaaneshy crappy stuff. So I'm doing that there, and of course I'm also posting my own physique updates of my fitness journey, and I'm explaining what I'm doing there. So it's not like, oh, look at me. Well, they are sexy pictures, but the point of those sexy pictures is, of course, to learn something. And I also like to be creative and be my own photographer, so that is my way of doing that kind of art on my own. I'm just a person that is doing a lot of art stuff, so that's kind of one way of my way of expression as well, without doing anything Slaanesh, just making everything be very tasteful. And yeah, no full nudity, of course. No full nudity. If there was, I would say Slaanesh things, but there is not. So it's about the information that I'm presenting each a few times a month, actually, a lot of videos a month. But yeah, just for your information, guys, if you don't know, I can help you with all of those things if you ever need that. So, continuing here. Vasak, I'm very happy that you came. Everything woke turns to shit. Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
and I still don't know how the companies didn't learn it yet. They lost so much money. I mean, just this year, I think Disney lost the biggest amount of money for 100-year history,
Yeah.
and they still continue to do things like that. I mean, won't they get it at least? So, I mean, the companies, because at least they hit the money.
Yeah, the level of narcissism of these people is unbelievable. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ivy also said something funny with Nurgle. Yes, Nurgle. I thought you put minis in the microwave and they blend together. Oops, I guess that would explain the fire. Oh well. Yeah, it's stupid as that. Stupid as that. Although I once baked my video card, but that's a thing.
In a microwave.
No, in the stove. I bake.
Okay.
I bake my own GPU, without all the metal parts on it. Just the, just the. Damn it! Forgot how it was called. Now, great, my hardware brain.
That is the thing. The thing.
Anyway, it's a thing, and I fixed it. And then I tried to bake it again. On another occasion, I didn't fix it. But first time I fixed it, actually, the transistors blended together.
So
And the video
works.
card worked.
See?
Yes. I will never do that again, of course. But that actually worked. Okay. Just leave. Yeah. Just leave our entertainment alone. Please stop walkifying and politicizing everything. So...
Sigh.
Sigh, I'm tired of all of this. Yeah, everyone are. Everyone are. Every huge fandom has a great probability to have greater numbers of idiots.
Yes.
Some more than others. Swifties, two fans? What the heck are two fans? The majority is what matters, and if Warhammer people just want to have fun. Yeah, in Warhammer people want to have fun. Yes. So hello to Sean Evans, of course. This article is melting my brain. Yeah. So tired of this kind of thing. Just leave what we love alone and focus on what your own thinks. If you don't like it as it is, then it's not for you. Exactly.
Exactly, yes. That's it.
Sean says Redcon is GW's best friend to change things they don't like. I don't think that they don't like them. I think that they are forced to do it. Which for them is a lot more complication. So for them is also not good because it's extremely difficult to do those things. And they kind of suspect that there is going to be a backlash. And actually the CFO of the company sold her shares or some part of her shares of the company, which is a big deal. So she probably thinks that this is bad, but other people maybe doesn't. But she's like, well, I'm quitting the ship, so bye. She has to stay with the company till January, I think. Still, so she's tied up for now, but that's telling thing, guys. Okay, so yep, even I don't own everything related to Tolkien. Yeah, Tolkien also with the crap that Amazon pulled, Jesus. It was access. No one who talks about racism and sexism is Warhammer. There has even held a miniature in his hand or read something about Warhammer. Yeah, they just talk out of their butts.
Exactly, yes.
All the time. As soon as they announced the Amazon show, I knew this would happen. It's just the start. Well, Hugo, hi to you. We really hope that Henry Cavill can say something about this because he is against these things.
Let's hope it won't be Rings of Power.
Yeah, hopefully not. Of course, some people said he may be to blame about this. I don't see how he's to blame about this because although he might said things earlier, but how is that changing anything? I mean, Amazon can always say if that is true to GW, hey, change this because we said so.
We don't like this, change it.
Yeah, that is out of. I mean, that is what they do if some clause, some point of the.
Some clause in the.
Of the Jesus
contract,
of the contract. Sorry guys, it's midnight.
I forget the word too.
Yeah, doesn't particularly specify that they can do that. So if there isn't such a point there, that is when probably becomes dangerous. And Henry Cavill is just a fan. He wanted to say, hey, this can happen. He didn't say it's finalized. It's gonna be no. We are trying to make this, and Henry Cavill is not to blame because there was really officially a trailer, like just a logo reveal of that whole thing about Warhammer and what projects there could be in live action and so on. So this was officially announced by them. Henry Cavill didn't go without anyone else
saying I'm doing it.
yeah, I mean, without being like, I mean, not kicked in the butt, not held in a cage and, prevented. No, he said it when they said it. So I don't see how he is to blame at all. I mean, if Amazon want to be woke and oppose their thoughts on GW, they can always do that, Henry Cavill or no Henry Cavill. Comparing, I mean, depending on the contract. Can you read that? Because, yeah.
An organization like GW succumbed because they are offered a lot of money, of course, and apparently some promises and investments. I can't explain it any other way.
Yes, but once again, guys, everything is alleged until now. I mean, yeah, obviously there's some companies that you mentioned that have a hand in GW, and if they hold particular parts of shares and they are woke, that's an issue. Of course, they are something that we have to consider that definitely they did something here, I don't care what anyone does with their own model collections, but when they push to make our hobby unrecognizable officially, it means war. I think that it means war right now.
Yeah.
It is enough.
They already started not just with one hobby. I mean, as we say, movies, comic books, video games. Now it's tabletop, so everything, pretty much everything that is popular and people enjoy, and actually it's something that can, instead of breaking, people can actually bring people together.
That's the point of the hobby.
That's the point of the hobby, yes. And now it's going to happen exactly the opposite.
Yes, and Clayton says, oh no, but they want to announce themselves. Be seen and heard, and please don't get their pronouns wrong. It's ridiculous, yes.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Many people are effed up beyond the lesser definitions of the phrase. They think they are perfect when they are deprived. Yeah, unfortunately, very, very deprived. Michael says, got me thinking of a gif with a dog with the way it was sitting on its tail. Andrew says, I miss Xena, yay! We all miss Xena. Yeah, no Slaaneshy thanks, dear Clayton, thank you. No using OFA for adult content, how? Subversive. Well, yeah, I'm a lot more poor because of that, but I just have to do the way that I feel that I have to do it. I cannot do things that they do not, literally, they are not representing me. I can only do things that are me, literally. So that is it. I cannot be anything other by myself. English. It's midnight. I mean, I always be myself no matter what I do. That is the thing. So the site presents me with the ability to do whatever I wish there, basically, except for the part, and get this guys, except for the part where I'm using stock footage, like of people, let's say people walking, people interacting with each other, literally stock footage that you see on YouTube all the time, and it's free to use or paid or whatever it is. And they're like, you cannot put other people in the videos.
Other people. No.
Yeah, if you don't tag them. And I'm like, how to tag them? I don't know who these people are. No, you should tag them. I don't know who these people are. No, they have to have an OnlyFans account and you have to tag them. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And they blocked 2 of my videos, completely deleted because of that.
Yeah.
Great.
Genius.
So actually they're worse than YouTube in some ways. when it comes to ridiculous censorship. So they allow other things, but not other things. And because I have made over 270 videos or something like that by this point, close to 300 videos now, I wanted to post like a sheet with the names of all the videos so people can actually see what I've done so far. I mean, you can always scroll, but it's not like on YouTube that I can form a playlist. That's stupid. It's just stupid. And it's kind of hard to navigate. I mean, you can, like I said, just scroll, but you know, how can you find a particular topic that I already done? You have to ask me, did you do a topic about this? And I have to tell you in the personal message yes or no, for example, and I can do it if I didn't. But the point is that in this kind of way, I wanted to send in pictures all things that I already did, so you can see what I did, along with links. You can click on the link and be directly to that video. But no, they said no. They said that I sent explicit photos out on the open without the consent of people or something like that. I'm like, what? It's text. I just can't. I mean, the amount of problems that I had with YouTube throughout the years, but now at OnlyFans, if I can move, I would move. Believe me, that most people have accounts there already, and most people would not sign to a site if they have not signed to that site already. And Patreon, I'm not sure if they still have that. I mean, they didn't have this function where you can upload to the site directly. So if I have to link a video there, anyone can go in and paste that link and give it to anyone to watch. So it's not protected this way, but OnlyFans is very protective at least. So only you can watch what I send you, for example, and only you can see my page. I cannot share the page, and you cannot see it. It's locked. So it's very private. That's why I love about OnlyFans. It's a very private thing. That's the only thing I love about OnlyFans. Everything else is like aside from 2010. So yeah, it's not my first choice for sure. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Just stuff that creators deal with, and you can never even imagine how many issues there can be, actually. I'm here for your great mind. Plus, you got great eyes, but more here of the mind. Thank you. I love that. I really love that. Thank you. That is the most important thing. Is actually your character. Yeah, that means a ton to me. Thank you. OnlyFans has gotten bad name because of the actions of a few, but it's not used in this way by all. Yeah, there's other artists. I always say there's artists that post their music there. Other like vlogs, like normal vlogs. I think I watched Tena Mojo. Maybe about Tena Mojo today. I even forgot who she was. She's like one of the oldest creators on here. And she said that she had OnlyFans and she posted her daily vlogs. I mean, that's one of the things that she does there. But yeah, that's great, you know. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you. And Optic is here. I'm watching on the TV as as in sprinting later. Have a great weekend. Okay. Thank you, Optic. So yeah, guys, if I can appear on the weekend, I will. But I literally have to make 3 videos for OnlyFans this week. So I'm gonna work on these and try to stream whenever I can. But yeah, I'm gonna be focusing on OnlyFans tomorrow because that's the work. But thank you guys so much for watching us tonight. Have a great and amazing weekend. And if anyone wants to connect with me, links are down below. So love you guys from me, the 40k Empress, and Logan. Bye bye. Good night.